Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Forrester is carrying impulsively. Brooke Logan was trying to be understanding but reach her breaking point. She understandably feels that Ridge's commentary about Hope are cruel and that condemning her for the Forrester creation's achievement is wrong. But Kay's character is induced that Steffi Forrester Finnegan's original dubitation is correct. Steffi, Ridge, and Eric Forrester believe that Hope is emotionally manipulating Carter Walton. They've come to see him as a snake and don't plan to let what he and Hope have done stage. Hope's reanimation is veritably remarkable. Weeks agone, she was fired and abused in the hallway in front of interns and models at Forrester Creations. With her newfound love by her side, hope for the future has been revived. She's sure to see a gush of plutocrat devoted to her line and hopes that Zend Forrester Dominguez becomes her lead developer. To say that Hope has one-upped her longtime rival, Steffi, would be the understatement of the time. But her mama is about to eclipse Hope with a stunning comeback. Carter is fraudulent on his form of so-called justice. He forcefully believes the Logan family has been kept down in the Forrester family business. That rigid point of view has been supercharged by Eric, Ridge, and Steffi, who lately rejected Carter's intention of developing FC from a pure fashion house to a luxury brand destination. Still, Carter chooses to ignore what Eric Forrester and the late Stephanie Forrester co-founded. Eric and Stephanie created and directed FC. The Logan family didn't. So, Carter has decided to ignore literal reality because he wants to believe the Logan ladies were wrong through the times. That purely private interpretation of the history can be proven false through data. Plus, Carter had to deliberately deceive Ridge and Steffi when having them subscribe the fairly certified corporation paperwork. Ridge is a fighter, as his 8 marriages to Brooke confirm. But he's also someone who has bailed for varying lengths of time. A difference maker in this script is the patiently staying Taylor Hayes. Her non-judgmental address contrasts Ridge's fermentation when looking at Brooke, seeing her and Hope from an analogous angle. The Forresters might be unfit to reverse Carter's unethical and still fairly questionable preemption, snappily. So, with time on his hands and vehemence burning in his heart, Ridge could shift focus to all his children, with a hard wink to the cherished steamer, All My Children, where he and Budig were formerly part of that cast. Reuniting with Taylor is also exactly on the table as it would hit Brooke, where it hurts the most. Steffi, Ridge, Eric, and Zend band together to return Forrester Creations to its due possessors. Still, changes are formally in store at the company. Brooke and Katie advertise a surprising change. You have to stay tuned to catch all the commercial drama. Carter and Hope assumed their new positions as autocrats of Forrester Creations. After a quick discussion with Will and Electra, Carter and Hope got down to the business of lovemaking. The Forresters retreated home to master their injuries. Everything blew up for Ridge and Brooke behind unrestricted doors, and Ridge went to Steffi's for consolation. Taylor was right there to give family support. Now Ridge and Steffi will gather with Eric and Zend to figure out how to recapture their company. Justin didn't do much to help them, so the Forresters may be alone in their fight. Zend shows his fidelity to the lumberers after times of saying he didn't feel like a licit member of the family. What will they come up with to restore order to their namesake design house? The Logans are formally making changes. Brooke and Katie advertise their first decision. Is Ivy Forrester's jewelry line next? Do Remy's deepfake prints of Electra face and marshal her out the door? It's clearly not a good time to be a Forrester at FC. Eric, Ridge, Steffi, and Zend join forces, casting a plan that could change everything. Katie and Brooke advertise a change at Forrester now that Carter and Hope are in charge. Brooke Logan will be renamed Chief Executive Officer at Forrester Creations. Carter Walton's impulsive preemption is fueled by vengeance, which could make his power trip suddenly lived. Hope Logan is Brooke's concern. Steffi Forrester Finnegan coldly fired her son, but that wasn't the worst. Brooke no way anticipated the love of her life speaking so roughly about Hope, yet he did. Though searing commentary led to another bridge split. Steffi and Taylor Hayes have been commiserating lately. They've been rehashing Brooke's long history of toned destruction. Ridge's other family has also been staying. Taylor returned to California because she allowed. Death was imminent. Still, her belief in misdiagnosed heart failure turned out to be broken heart pattern. Suckers knew that Ridge, Forrester and Taylor's session with the healer before this fall was likely prophetic. Brooke excessively saw that event and was shaken by it. But Taylor played it off as nothing serious. Ridge's direct path to the precipice house was meaningful, following his walk eschewal at Brooke's house. He was seeking to renew his center and presumably set up it. Forrester Creations is Eric Forrester and Stephanie Forrester. It's not the Logans or Carter, no matter what anyone in that family or St. Victor's character believes. FC is the deputy plot device used for the rearmost battle on B&B, and this is quite the bow. It has legs and could extend well into the new time, potentially readjusting the power structure within the notorious fashion house. It would feel hard to imagine the Forrester family being out of FC ever. They wouldn't, but how they return to power or if it's a revised power agreement is why this plot is one of the more interesting and unexpected in numerous times. Brooke will come in hot and decide if she wants to cool off. The occasion Carter will give her includes great threat. The company could go down if the fashion world's response includes fond fidelity to Eric, Ridge, and Steffi. Alternately, the fickle nature of this particular assiduity and the nethermost line of plutocrat could produce a vindication. Giving Brooke the arsonist while she's riding the surge of Brooke's bedroom is inspired. It could be seen as an innovative business in this perceived ultramodern world. But, as with all effects in this interpretation of Los Angeles, California, Brooke's choices will be shaped by love and family. With them, she holds the immediate fate of this legendary fashion business in her hands. Sheila Sharp could get suspicious after a major Forrester-related reproach breaks out. Remy Price has released deepfake prints of Electra Forrester in the history and is about to do it each over again. It looks like Remy may make sure these libelous snaps are tied to the jewelry line launch. That way, Electra's career will get tainted before she ever has a chance to truly get it off the ground in Los Angeles. Sure enough, Electra will get fired and most likely discover herself wondering if she indeed belongs in LA presently. It's easy to see Remy letting commodity slip to Sheila about how he may not be sticking around later each. Remy wants to get out of Los Angeles and conceivably head to New York with Electra, at least in this delusional interpretation of the future that lives in his head. At Il Giardino, Sheila might start asking questions about Electra and see just how hung up Remy seems. Remy could open up about how he was the only one truly there for Electra when the first deepfake print reproach happened. Maybe Remy will play down Electra's connection with Will Spencer and argue that he's the bone. Who needs to support her through the alternate print reproach, too? Sheila has carried out plenitude of schemes, so she might end up suspecting that Remy set all this in stir. To satisfy her curiosity, Sheila might steal Remy's laptop out of his bag and do some poking. What if Sheila finds evidence that Remy is the source of Electra's doctored prints? What might Sheila do with that information? Sheila has committed far worse transgressions, but she's on a better path these days. It's possible Sheila would take Electra's side over Remy's and decide to tell her the verity. Sheila might hope it'll score her some points with John Finnegan if she exposes a creep who's targeting a Forrester. Since Steffi Forrester is fond of Electra, Sheila could at least earn a smidge of gratefulness. Delivering this Remy news presumably wouldn't ameliorate Sheila's situation all that much, but she could keep dicing down at that terrible character of hers. Sheila might hope that if she pulls off enough good deeds, she might make enough progress to have a relationship with Finn and Hayes Forrester Finnegan. Still, it's also possible Sheila could swing in a completely different direction if she blackmails Remy rather. Remy might swear he'll do anything if Sheila keeps his secret, so perhaps Sheila could find some way to use him as her supporter. Whatever the case, someone has to learn what Remy's caching sooner or laterally. It would be delightful if Sheila first made the discovery, so stick with us for further prognostications on what's ahead on B&B. Remy may have to make some exigency updates to his plot if effects start falling piecemeal.